Okay, my friends, so now we're going to begin adding our shapes to our radial symmetrical design. So what we're going to do is start with a radial symmetrical shape in the middle, and that can be either a square, remember, or a circle. So for mine, I'm going to do a square, and I'm going to add some glue to the shape. Now, with these glues, sometimes you have to tap them lightly to get them to work, twist them up. And then it's okay to be a little generous with glue on this project because we will be rolling ink on it when it dries. So normally I do a lot less glue than that, but with this project, it's okay to add a little extra. So I'm going to add that shape right in the middle. And again, that has to be either a circle or a square. Now, as we go on the outside edges, we're going to start with a line. You're going to need to pick shapes that are going to be repeated on each line. So if you notice, the space between your lines is really small near the center, but then as it comes out, it gets wider. So towards the center, we're going to work towards the center and then work our way outwards. But towards the center, because those spaces are so small, you might want to start with a medium or a smaller shape first, okay? So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the same shape to start out with. So let's see, Miss Plumber, I'm going to grab some shapes. So I'm going to try to find again a medium or a small. So maybe I want to do another square, and I'm going to work my way around this with the same size square as I go around. Now you can do a different shape, but you just again want to make sure whatever shape you do, it's the same all the way around. Okay, so notice how I didn't glue all the shapes down first. I first went in and I made sure that they fit in there nicely before I add the glue, because sometimes, like I said, with those smaller or those larger shapes, they won't fit at first. So now I'm going to go in and add some glue to each one. So I want to place it right in the middle of that line. Also notice how not every shape is the same color. They don't have to be the same color, they just have to be the same size and shape around each line. Okay, so now I have that. I'm going to start working my way up each line and repeating that same shape as I go around. You can probably start to work towards your medium size shape and then your larger shapes. Okay, now I'm going to keep going. If your shapes are going off the page, we want to be careful. You'll notice when you get towards the outer edges that sometimes these lines in the middle are a little bit shorter, so I have to kind of move stuff to trick our eye. Now sometimes I kind of was tricky about this, and I did a larger heart on these longer lines so it still looks like it's radial symmetrical, but sometimes you might have to fit an extra shape on the longer lines. So if you have to do that, that's completely fine. Just let's make it look radial symmetrical the best we can. So again, if you have to move some shapes around to fit them all in, go ahead and do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our best to, in each of these negative spaces here, so the area between these, we're going to add the same shape going around. So I'm going to pick the same shape, and if you want to place it down before you glue it, that's fine. And I'm going to find the same spot in that space. So I want it to kind of line up. I'm going to add the same shape in each of those spaces. So I'm going in and finding that same shape, and I'm going to add that shape in the same size in each negative space. Now that you've done that, if you want any more shapes to space out, like I could probably fit one more in this spot, then you can do that. Make sure though you don't have any shapes on top of each other because we're doing prints. We want them all to be at the same width standing out. So if I glued this shape on top of this shape like this, that would be really nice if I was just making a foam shape radial design, but because we're doing prints with these and we're making prints, we want to make sure that we just have one shape on itself and we're not stacking shapes or having shapes that overlap like this.